Hi, Vern. How are you? How's everything going? Thanks for joining. Yes, it is. It's one of the bigger parks. As you can see, it's quite crowded out here. And how are you today? There are several ball games going on out here. I am doing great. Just got out from work and decided I was going to stop and walk at the park before I go home. Hope all is well with you. Hello, Edward Stewart. Welcome. Thanks for joining. Just out for a walk. It's a huge park. From one end to the other end is actually, I think, a little over 2 miles. Vern, hopefully mine will be done any day now. For the most part, we finished everything. Just waiting on a couple more windows to come in. See, this is a huge park. And it's not too hot. Otherwise, just felt like I needed to take a walk, take a breather, release a little stress. Let's see, across there is the ocean. Definitely, mine have as well. Mine have as well. But you just have to stay positive, take a deep breath, and keep breathing. So I'm gonna try and go around this couple here. Yeah, that's good. I love the fact that other people have cats. They're beautiful. And I enjoy looking at cats, but I'm terrified of them. Where I parked, I kind of started. Yes, Burns, I am terrified of cats. I love looking at them from a distance, but cats scare me, especially when the claws come out. But they're beautiful animals, and I love watching them. I'm just scared of them. Oh wow, 20 pounds. Yeah, I love gardening as well. Right now I do have a small garden, but I'm trying to build an elevated box planter, as you would say. I'm trying to build an elevated planter so that I don't have to put it in the ground and have to stoop and bend too much. But yes, gardening is great. But a 20-pound, when I first moved to Hawaii, I knew if you're from Hawaii, they call you local. So I knew one of the local guys that lived here, and he lived downtown, and he had a Siamese cat, and the cat acted more like a dog than it did a cat, and this cat was 33 pounds. So every time we would go and visit him, and you walk in the front door, if the cat was laying by the door, it would literally try and attack you. Oh, okay. And I am near the golf course. That's this particular cat. That's exactly. It didn't meow like a cat, and it sounded more like a bark or a growl. And he was like, "Oh yeah, he's aggressive." So this particular guy said he used to have 9 dogs and only that one cat. So the cat pretty much grew up from a baby with dogs. And that's the first time I had ever seen anything like that before in my life. But I was terrified of the cat. I am now coming to another, but this is the golf course that you're seeing down there. But I'm now coming up on another part of the park. Yes. So it looks as if it might rain a little. It did rain at work, and as you can see, the clouds look a little dark. So I think it may rain shortly. No, this is not the Alawai. The Alawai is downtown Honolulu. This particular park is in it's more central Oahu. But so this is one of the parks where pretty much any type of soccer, baseball, or tennis tournaments or events, majority of those are held here. I did 8 years in the military. No, Hawaii is not my birth home. Originally, I'm from Florida. And as you can see, that's the main highway out there, which is another plaza. But no, I did serve in the military. I did 8 years in the military. And I came to Hawaii in December of 2000. And I've been here ever since. I'm going to walk down a little bit and see if I can give you a better view of the golf course. But yeah, Alawai is downtown Honolulu. And they are doing construction. Oh wow, that was a long time. It's a great place to live. It's tropical, but every place has its advantages. I think that since I've been here, before coming to Hawaii, I never had sinus or allergy problems. And since I've been here, I did develop them, and I have no history of it in my family. And that's the golf course. Let me see if I can zoom in. So that's the golf course. Thanks everyone for joining. But yes, Hawaii is a beautiful place, and being that I'm from Florida, one of the reasons that I love it here is because cold weather and I don't get along well at all. So I enjoyed being here. I haven't had to wear like a heavy coat. I haven't experienced any winter type weather until since I left Florida in December of 2000. Thanks everyone who's joining us. I'm just out for a walk after work and before I go home. But again, we're on the golf course, walking along the golf course. What part of Hawaii have you been here? You said you love Hawaii. What part did you visit? I know, Vern, you know what, when you mentioned that you lived in New York, I don't know, I'm cold all the time, even when I shouldn't be. Oh, I live in Hawaii. Oh, great. Are you on Oahu? And I definitely have to look down because I have to pay attention to where I'm going. They do have bumps here, so I don't want to trip. Oh, okay. Great. Well, nice meeting you. Oh, okay. I was thinking about doing a story time. I worked the prayer line at church, and there was I say young lady, but she was, at the time, she was maybe in her mid-70s. And there was a bond that I had with her, and she lived in upstate New York, and I would send her gifts, and I had never met her, and I would call and talk with her on the phone, and I made arrangements. Is there a Richmond, New York? And I would send her things that I believe, it's been so long ago, I believe it was Richmond. And I would send her gifts, and I had made plans, and she was telling me about a lot of her health issues. So from Hawaii, I was able to get her some assistance and get her the help that she needed. Her family appreciated it. So they kind of took me in. Here in Hawaii, they say ohana. Okay, I'll definitely send you one. But I became really close with her family, even though I had never met any of them. And she was sick. She was really ill. But I was able to get her the help and assistance that she needed. And I made plans to go and visit her. But 2 days before I was supposed to get on a flight to actually go and visit her, she passed. So a lot of the little trinkets and gifts that she sent me until this day, I kept all of those, and it reminds every time someone tells me they're from New York. I have family in New York on my father's side that I have never met. I've made it to the other end of the park, but I don't want to go out to the main highway. But I did make it all the way to the end. I'm going to turn around and go back because my vehicle is parked on the other end of the park. But yes, every time someone tells me they're from New York, I think about this lady and her family. And definitely the lays here are beautiful. They are still doing a little construction on I don't know if they're making it bigger or if they're just looks like they're building more things. But again, I'm going back. As you can hear the birds. They are beautiful trees. I think it's more downtown. I've seen some trees. I'm not sure what the name of the trees are, but they're actually colorful. So as you can see, like the bark of this tree, it's one color, but these trees are multicolored. I saw one that was lavender and yellow. I'm not sure what kind they are. Hi, Coach Dreamboy. Welcome. Thanks for joining us. I'm just out for an evening walk. I just got out from work, and I'm just taking a walk before I go home. But yes, as I was saying, I do have family there in New York on my father's side. I do converse with them through social media, but I haven't yet met them yet. But it's as if we've known each other all of our lives, but I've never met them. But I definitely couldn't come to New York in the winter months because there are some of my relatives. I see pictures of the snow, so definitely I would probably freeze to death. That's why I have to look down. I have to pay attention to where I'm walking. And the good thing about this walk is it's not hot, even though you see the sun shining on the golf course and maybe through the trees a little bit, it's not hot. Yes, I'm alone walking. I walk by myself all the time. We had a graduation at normally I will walk at work during lunch with my supervisor or one of my coworkers, but for the most part I walk by myself. But then I have a few other people that have now wanted to join me, but for the most part I find peace and comfort in walking and just taking in the fresh air. Are you asking where is my job? I'm a nurse. But as I was saying, we had a graduation today. One of my doctors graduated, and he's now going to be leaving Hawaii, going to another duty station on the mainland. So it was a light day at work. I didn't do the full 2 miles because where I parked, I kind of park in the middle of the park. But thanks to everyone that joined me on this walk. I feel like we're walking together. I have on a mask. Like, does it sound, it probably sounds as if I don't have on a mask, but I have on a mask. I think I may have missed some comments. So I'm on the other side of the park now. And oh, okay, Ed, yeah, you did. That particular video, I wasn't sure if I was actually live or not on that particular video, and then when I realized I was, I just walked it on through. I will be careful, and I am getting a phone call from my job, so sorry to end this live, but I have to answer that call. Thank you all for joining me, and I appreciate you very much.